After questioning a tyrant's lawyer in Florence, Italy, Spy 2 is chased by armed gunmen. While trying to escape, one gets shot through a window. 5, who is actually a doctor, tries to operate on one gunshot wound as the team follows them. 6, now an expert driver, manages to escape the gunmen, causing many car accidents in the process. During the chase, a motorbike pursues them. 2 decides to protect his crew and shoots the motorbike driver, injuring him. As the chase becomes more intense, 1 asks 4 for help. 4, also known as Skywalker, is skilled at moving through buildings. He bravely takes down several gunmen. The person who blinded the lawyer uses the lawyer's eyeballs to unlock communications between his main target, Lovich, and Lovich's 4 generals. Hitman number 3 helps 4 take down the remaining gunmen, but in the process, 6, a skilled driver, is killed in a brutal way. The team is devastated. In a moment of emotion, they wrap his body and throw him into the sea. No one knew about 6 because personal relationships among team members were forbidden. Someone then tells the group they need to find number 7 to replace number 6. The story then shifts to Soldier Falcon, who is on a mission in Afghanistan. He accuses Blaine of being a sniper for Delta Force during a failed mission there. Blaine witnessed his entire team die and had a chance to save a teammate with a shot, but he didn't do it because he was following orders from higher-ups. This incident left Blaine feeling guilty for the rest of his military career. As Blaine was thinking about his teammates and the mission in Afghanistan, he suddenly had an idea. He decided to give Blaine a chance to fight a dangerous world leader and invited him to join the crew as number 7. Blaine, wanting to make up for his past, accepted the offer. He faked his death, and a solemn funeral was held for him, with military photographers present. Blaine was able to attend his own funeral, while his brother cried uncontrollably. Someone introduces 7 to the team and explains the crew's vision to overthrow the world's evil leaders. He reminds 7 that since he is considered dead, he cannot visit certain cities and must cut all ties with his loved ones. Then, the crew is briefed on their next mission and main goals. Their target is Lovich Elimov, a Turkish dictator who treats his people like slaves. The team discusses the advantages of being officially dead but still alive, such as not paying taxes, having a clean criminal record, and sneaking around with a girlfriend. One member adds that the most important aspect of this situation is the freedom it provides. The leader then explains the plan to overthrow the dictator Lovich on the Day of the Dead. He tells them they need to defeat Lovich's 4 powerful generals first. After that, they must rescue Lovich's brother, who loves democracy and has been taken hostage. Blaine wants to know more about Lovich's story, so the film takes us back to the beginning in Turkestan. Because of Lovich's military regime, many people fled the country. Lovich is so cruel that he crushes anyone who tries to rebel against him. At that time, one person, still a philanthropist, traveled to the border of Turkestan to help the sick and injured. However, he was doing it just for publicity, not out of genuine concern. Just as he was about to donate money, Lovich launched an airstrike on the border, killing many people, both young and old. Seeing so many defenseless people die that day changed his mind. He decided to do a truly good deed by creating an anonymous vigilante group to overthrow this tyrannical leader once and for all. It's believed that Roach's philosophy is to use his powers to communicate, unravel secrets, and instill fear in his enemies. We meet Lovich after a stage play about a tyrant. Someone tells him that no matter what the tyrant does, justice will be served, just as shown in the opera. Lovich replies that in opera and drama, the hero always wins, but in real life, this is not always the case. A man befriends a girl he meets at the opera house, develops an emotional connection with her, has sex with her, and then becomes a ghost. The movie then cuts to the present. Number 4 reveals how Lovich's younger brother, Murat, was imprisoned. He tells 7 that number 2 had actually worked for Lovich before joining their team. In fact, she was the one who captured Murat when he tried to escape and imprisoned him. Therefore, part of their mission is to free Murat, who is a good man, from prison. Back in the present, the feared dictator Lovich orders his 4 generals to go to Las Vegas to meet with an arms dealer named Victor. One of the team members tells the crew that he is going to Las Vegas to defeat the 4 generals. He warns them to be careful because Las Vegas has more facial recognition software than anywhere else in the world. After completing the arms deal with Victor, the generals decide to have fun by partying and getting drunk with girls at a hotel. 2 and 3 wear poor disguises, dressing up as tennis players at one of Las Vegas's biggest venues. They go to the room where the generals are staying. When one of the generals looks through the door after hearing a knock, they shoot him. They then shoot the other 2 generals in a very unexpected way. In another room, the general who knows Murat's location is having sex with one of the girls. They burst in, point a gun at him, and demand to know where Murat is being held. Someone then criticizes their disguises, saying they look like clowns while ignoring their own biker costumes. After the bloody incident, 2 and 3 develop an emotional connection and end up having sex. The next morning, 3 tells 2 that he needs to go somewhere and talk to someone. He goes to the hospital to see his mother, who is suffering from memory loss. He tells her about his mission and how he wants to eliminate bad people to erase his own troubled past and create a new one. However, his mother is not happy with him and calls him a murderer because of his past actions. 3, originally known as Javi, once worked for a mafia boss named Diego. During a mission, he killed a girl's father and suddenly felt guilty about his actions, which made him stop working for Diego. Later that night, as he is about to leave, someone stalks him, much like Bruce Wayne does with Gotham's criminals. The stalker holds a gun to Javi's head and warns him not to date or get involved with anyone, saying they must respect the sacrifices made for this mission. In Turkestan, an angry Lovich addresses his men about the murder of the general. He decides to replace the general by summoning 4 more men, but he warns them not to trust those who have betrayed before. Upon hearing of the general's death, he throws them out of the building. As the team prepares to fly to Hong Kong to rescue Murat, they reflect on the sacrifices they've made and the mission ahead. The 4 tells the crew how Murat was recruited by 1 during a failed mission. They reveal that 1 doesn't like the word family, so if you get stuck on a mission, he won't come back for you. In the next scene, Lovich goes to visit his brother in Hong Kong. He asks if Murat knows anything about the attack on the general, but Murat claims he knows nothing. Lovich warns Murat that these attacks on his generals will only lead to more intense reprisals. He tells Murat that he's returning to Turkestan and gives strict orders to his muscular bodyguard to hurt Murat if anything happens to him. One informs the team about their mission. They will kidnap Murat from the penthouse to rescue him from prison. They plan to use a crane as a sniper's nest for 7, and then use a crossover to escape from the penthouse. On the day of the mission, 2 and 3 arrive in a Ferrari wearing masks. 4 uses a zipline to reach the penthouse. 7 secures a position on the crane, and 5 waits outside the building for the escape. 2 and 3 enter the building and release nitrous oxide into the air, knocking out the guards. 4 reaches Murat and defeats the men guarding him. On their way out, they encounter a much larger number of enemies than expected, which wasn't part of the plan. 7 tells everyone to hold on to something as water floods the building. She shoots through the glass of the pool, taking out Lovich's men. The team manages to escape using a zipline, but 4 is unable to make it in time as he has to kick away Lovich's bodyguard. 1 wants to stick to his philosophy and leave 4 behind, but 7 stops him, refusing to abandon their teammate again. She gets out of the car with a sniper and saves 4 by shooting his attacker. The next day, after completing their mission, 7 argues with 1. 1 believes the mission is more important than individuals, but 7, revealing her name as Brain, refuses to accept that idea. He declares that he won't leave any soldiers behind. The team then calls each other by their names as they grow closer. When they arrive in Jostan, as Lovich prepares to address the people, someone hacks into state television and gives Murat a platform to preach democracy, inspiring a revolution. The team arrives on a private yacht and prepares to confront armed Lovich soldiers. One activates a magnetic device and defeats most of the guards. They search for Lovich, but the yacht starts sinking due to an explosion. The 4 men on the upper deck are surrounded by Lovich's men with no chance of escape. They have to choose between pursuing Lovich or rescuing 4, risking the mission. However, one changes his mind and starts rescuing 4. Lovich escapes from the sinking yacht by boat. When he boards a helicopter, he discovers that Murat and the ghost team are piloting it. Lovich begs for mercy from his brother, but Murat tells him it's too late as his sins have caught up with him. Lovich demands a death with dignity, but is dropped off at a refugee camp in Turkestan, where angry residents attack and kill him. After Lovich's death, Murat is appointed as the new president, and the movie ends.